Hey, it's Nira Aurora from 94.5 Virgin Radio in Vancouver. And is this normal that I am totally fangirling right now? Malia and Momona, thank you so much for joining us from the Babysitters Club.
Thank you so much for having us. I think we're fangirling too.
We're fangirling 100%.
This is so exciting. This is so cute. Claudia and Mary-Anne, I'm just sitting with you. Like, we're just one of the girls. We're having a little Babysitters Club meeting. We're waiting for the phone to ring. This is really super exciting. Myself, who is a mom here in Vancouver, I sat with my three kids who are 10, 8, and 4, and we binge watched the Babysitters Club together. And I was trying to explain to my kids that I read the books when I was little. I read the Babysitters Club books. And now seeing you guys here in front of me after watching you, just want to first of all say thanks for taking the time. And Malia, let's start with you. Was this something that you always dreamed about being a part of, a project like this?
Oh my gosh, 110%. I mean, I grew up reading the books as well. My mom passed them down to me. So reading about Mary-Anne and being able to relate to that character specifically so
Yeah.
much. And now being able to play her, it's such a mind-boggling, amazing, grateful experience. So I definitely think this is a project that I never knew could exist. And now that it is, it's my dream bucket list, 110%.
And I'm pretty sure you both are on the same page as I am, coming from the BIPOC community. Maybe Moana, you might want to jump in for this. How does it feel to be able to be part of the representation?
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I didn't feel like I could see myself on screen like anything. So being a part of something that maybe I didn't have growing up is just seriously just such a gift. And being able to be a part of something that is really just so inclusive and diverse is seriously just like it's so incredible. And I think that we're able to share all these stories from all these unique perspectives. And I hope that people can really like learn from that and see themselves within the show.
Well, it takes me back to high school, watching you guys in this show. And it brings back this nostalgia of not feeling that representation when I was growing up, but now being so thankful that my kids get to see that representation because they are
Mhm.
also Indian, and seeing you guys and just the mix of it all, which is so beautiful. There's a mix of all cultures, all colors. And I think that in itself is the beauty of this show. And plus, my gosh, like all the lessons that you learn. Is there an artistic approach in itself? What I love, and you can maybe, Momona, you can talk about this. Having each one of you narrate an episode separately, what I know what that brings for me, but how do you like, what's the message that's supposed to come across with that?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's just such an interesting approach having like each character like individually narrate their episodes because, these are things maybe like thoughts that are going through their head, right? So it's just something that you may not see from like the outside, but what they can express from the inside. So for example, Claudia, like she's very bold and outgoing, but then when you see like the struggles that she faces, it's really interesting to see how different and of like a side that is for sure.
And also for Malia's character, of Marianne, I find her so complex as well, because if you were just to watch the show, you see one side, but when you get a chance also to narrate an episode, like this internal struggle of something that she wants to be but doesn't know how to be, but knows she has it inside of her. Are we going to see a little bit more of that riskier side of Marianne come out in season 2?
I definitely think you guys can see more of that side. I mean, I think one of the most fun parts about playing Mary-Anne and being able to portray that character in particular is that most of her character is just inner dialogue. She's thinking all the time. She is
Yeah.
not saying those things, but she has a lot of anxiety as well. She's anxious 24/7. So being able to hear her inside thoughts and being able to share that with the audience and the viewers, I feel like it's a unique perspective that is really awesome to be able to share.
Okay, so obviously you guys are teens, you totally relate. But what part of your character do you think is the most like you in real life? Like, what do you really connect with that you're like, okay, for you, Marianne, like what do you for you, Marianne and Malia, like what is the one thing that you're like, okay, that's what I really feel. I can definitely relate to this part of her.
For sure. I feel honestly the casting was so spot on, especially throughout the first season. You could just see us just being us in those scenes. Half of them were just kind of like we're hanging out and we're talking and oh my God, they're filming. Okay, got this. We are not the character at this moment. But I feel like with Mary-Anne, the things that I can definitely relate to is kind of that sense of awkwardness of being a teen and just kind of like growing into yourself. But also that just shyness and that introvertedness as well that she carries with her and she holds with her wherever she goes. I feel like that's something that I can definitely relate to Mary-Anne with.
And what about Momona? What about you? Like, what is there that you really relate to with
Yeah, I
Claudia?
mean, I feel like just when I was even auditioning for it, the energy kind of that Claudia has is definitely something that I have, maybe just like turned up a little. So I think that really helped me like feel very, very connected to her. I
Mhm.
also think like we just share so many similarities. So other than kind of being connected maybe like on an energy kind of level, I would say that I feel like we share a lot of the similar passions as well, which is definitely helpful in the portrayal of Claudia.
And is there anything that you guys can maybe tell us that we can expect from season 2 without it being a spoiler so I don't get in trouble? Something that you can tease us with that we can expect to see or feel or hear?
A lot of growth in all aspects, whether that's the personal lives, in the club, with oh God, with the boys or with parents. There's just a lot of growth in
A lot of
general.
growth.
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. And not just physical growth. We're talking all sorts of growth.
Even physical growth, but yeah, all sorts of growth. Mhm.
All of it's coming. Okay.
For sure. Definitely a lot of like twists and turns here and there.
Okay.
Everyone will really appreciate all the little friendship moments. There's a lot of very, very cute
Mhm.
friendship moments. But that's
Okay,
all I'm
well, we're
gonna say.
super
No
excited. Okay,
spoilers.
I know. I know. That's why I left it to you. The release date is Monday, October 11th. I have it on the release here. We're so super excited. And just quickly, one last thing. If, the little girls and boys who are watching this show, if like they want to be like you guys, what is the first step? If they're like, "Oh, I want to be on a Netflix special or I want to be able to audition for something like that and be like Momana and be like Malia, how would they do this?"
Oh me. Yeah, I feel like kids that are watching the show and want to aspire to kind of be into this industry, I feel like you need to have kind of a personal life first of having that people that support you and can guide you through everything and making sure that your mental health is in check because for me, I have the three things. I have my personal support team, my mental health, and then school. Those are the three things that I need to continue in this
Beautiful.
industry. So making sure you have some boundaries and baselines for sure.
Yeah, and I would say
Ramona.
just to honestly just stay true to yourself. I think a lot of
Mhm.
the industry is like everything is happens for a reason, and I think if you're yourself and like just being authentic is definitely something that can help you along the way.
Oh, you guys are so sweet, so amazing, wonderful advice. And it was so great talking to you. Thank you for taking the time and best of luck. We love you guys.
Thank
Thank
you so
you.
much for having us.
Mwah.
Virgin Radio.